The two. End over end, picked up there by number 35 of Roseau. That is Jordan Barovich. And the freshman here brings it across the 30 down to the 35, exactly where they would have gotten the football if they would have just taken the out of bounds here. So looks like it was a horse apiece, truly. And no harm, no foul. Roseau is going to go ahead and get the ball to start things here at the 35. Looks like they have a bit of a full house setup here. Squared away to do the quarterbacking duties for once again, pretty much a full house single back set. Back to pass, trying to get it out to the right. Pass is not caught there. That was Jake Barovic, who was the intended receiver right on the sticks on the far side of the field, unable to make that connection. And there on third down before this play happens is going to be a timeout called by Roseau. So they're going to want to talk things over here on what is an important third down. Just the beginning of the game here, Roseau trying to avoid going 3 and out. After the first couple plays here, impressively put together by the Vikings defense. Nothing doing on the ground game for that first down run. The second down pass play, nowhere to go except the short check down. Back to pass here, and he's sacked and stripped. Jumping on the football is, they're trying to look for it here. It looks like Eli Valdivinas pops out of the pile with it. So the Vikings are going to get tremendous field position here. So this is where Larson will start up again. 2nd and 10 now. Fumbles the snap momentarily, picks it up, goes back out to Russman. But once again, Tucker Veen alongside number 23, Jack Jerome, all over that coverage here. So that's going to turn into a loss of a couple. And now the Vikings will be 3rd and 12. We'll see how well the Vikings pass game goes here. You could see Larson momentarily having a tough time with that snap. You can see the mist just floating across the field from the north over here into the south. And it's getting cold really quick down there. So it's going to be tough to hang on to that football. Certainly tough to hold on to the football as Jack Kapinga gets absolutely smothered by Jake Barovic in the middle. And that's going to be 4th and 12 now. The Vikings have really nowhere to go. There's no reason to punt it here. They may as well go for it on 4th down, but it's 4th down in a long way. It would be a 46-yard field goal. I did see the freshman Jimmy Salazar, number 12, kicking some field goals and looking pretty good yesterday in practice. However, he might not be ready for a 45-yarder in this situation. So instead, they'll huck it up to Trayvon Benson over the middle of the field, and he'll catch it right on the K in the end zone. Touchdown, Larson to Benson, in what has been an incredible connection all year. It's continuing here tonight, and it's a quick start for the Vikings. I tell you what, Grady Larson, Trayvon Benson, that's 11 touchdown connections they've had through the air this year in the regular season. They just got their first of the postseason and started things off hot for the Vikings, 6-0. With just 2 minutes into this football game, the Vikings take a bit of a lead. And as I mentioned, it is Jimmy Salazar, number 12, trotting out here for the extra point opportunity. Certainly something a little bit more manageable. A 20-yard attempt right here. Holding there is number 5 as Salazar pokes it through. Line drive kick, but finds its way through. That is McLean Hovland doing the holding duties for the Vikings. Good snap, good hold. Nice kick, Salazar, making it 7-0 Pelican Rapids, as you'd think the pep band would blare, but that got called off because of the rain tonight, unfortunately. But instead, we just have a bunch of shivering fans, as that's how the Vikings start things off. As Back in Black sounds, the Vikings find themselves back in all black tonight, and they wasted no time getting back on this scoreboard. In what is a very chilly, very breezy night here, we're hoping that you are able to watch this through Channel 2. Appreciate you working through any technical difficulties, any buffering tonight. The storms are even making our cameras, our streaming service a little bit cold and shivery. So we hope you will work through any technical difficulties we have on this side and get some hot cocoa made, because that's what I would be doing if I was at home right now. That football is going to stay. Oh, it's going to go into the end zone very, very precariously. It was about half a ball over into the end zone, and what would have been a live ball right there on the 1 instead rolls into the end zone for a touchback. So Roseau's going to take over here on the 20-yard line. Roseau went 3 and out last time, actually ended in a fumble there, a strip sack on a pass play. So instead of going shotgun now, they'll sit here in the single back, and a nice hard count got almost everybody. It's hard to believe it's going to be offsides. I tell you what a hard count there by Roseau. Got all 6. I think all 6 members of the defensive front of Pelican Rapids jumped there, so very nicely done, keeping Pelican Rapids honest, and caught him lying there. And so it'll be 1st and 5 now. And now there's a nice, strong running attack there up the middle, number 35. That's Jordan Borovic. That's good for... Looks like a handoff up the middle, finally finding some space there, and with room to run, still bumbling, falling over McLean Hovland, and that's going to be housed. Jake Borovic, the senior, answers the call here and sets up the Roseau Rams to answer the touchdown by the Vikings earlier in the first quarter, making it 7-6. Let's see what Roseau does here, if they try and even the scores or they try and take the lead right now with a 2-point conversion. Nice run all the way, cutting right and back to the left, making McLean Hovland miss at the last man and outrunning the rest of the Vikings defense for a score. And looks like Wentzloff will go under center to try and take the lead 8-7. Into the teeth of the mist. Rolling out to his right, looking right, cannot find Borovic over on the right side. And so that is where we stand at right now. Roseau, unable to get the 2-point conversion, will still trail by a point, but not before a huge run by Borovic, making this 6-7, Pelican Rapids with a lead. I could tell you what, even just showing up in the parking lot tonight, you could feel the less energy in the fans, in the section, in the student section, in the fan section. Obviously, you have a visiting team that is 3 hours away on a weeknight. We understand that it is a tough travels here, and the cold weather, I'm sure, kept some of these people, some just general football fans away. So we're glad that you can watch this here on Channel 2 if you're watching. And what is already starting out to be a very interesting game, you can tell. The Roseau Rams have plenty of talent, are here to play, and are going to make this all kinds of goofy going into this game. It's 7-6 right now, Pelican Rapids with a lead, but Roseau answering the call there. That kickoff goes out of bounds, so the Vikings will take it here on the 35 this time. First time they've started a drive over here on their own side of the field, so the Vikings are going to have to piece together some offensive execution. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35. Edwin Escobar steps over the football here. Grady Larson 4 yards deep with Kapinga behind him. Jack Kapinga takes a handoff to the left, has some space, makes a couple men miss, runs over another couple, still on his feet, and he rolls across midfield down to the 44-yard line. Finally tripped up there by number 20. That's Eli Veen, finally able to make the stop, but not before a huge gain of 21. Let's see if the Vikings try and keep it on the ground a little bit, if they're going to get that kind of momentum going on the ground. Last time the Vikings played Roseau here, they're going to hand it off again. Kapinga right side, huge hole. He'll stumble through, get a block from Eisman, and he'll fall down to the 13. Another run here. 14 yards, Jack Kapinga. Last time they played, Jack Kapinga had 11 attempts, 68 yards, so averaging 6 yards a carry with a touchdown. So looking back at the Vikings' running and passing attack, certainly Roseau was one of the games where they did run the ball more frequently. They had 156 yards on the ground. So we'll see what they try and do here. This time they do counter it with a little pass to Miguel Torres. He takes a hit and crosses the sticks. That looks like Wentzloff who put a hit on him, but Torres able to fall forward, move the chains with a nice gain of 12 yards. Down to the 20. Looks like they'll put it on the 19-yard line of the Roseau Rams. Larson, handoff now. Mark Kapinga gets one to the left side. Gets tripped up over there by number 35. Looks like Jordan Barovich, able to trip him up after a gain of about 5. So all momentum here. Pelican Rapids executing at a high level on this drive. Last time I remarked at how well they were executing, there was a bad snap, which was a loss of 20 yards. So we'll see if the announcer's jinx holds once again, or if the boys can make a nice play. Larson, right side, Channing Russman. He cuts it up there. Nice block from Eisman. And a couple Roseau Rams make the tackle. Specifically, Eli Vine again in there for a tackle. Was a gain of about 6. They needed 5. They got a first down. Down to the 8-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal Vikings. The Vikings moving quickly here, continuing their no-huddle offense, not wasting any time. Looks like Mark Kapinga still in the game here. He'll take the handoff right, try and run over one Roseau Ram, but a host of Rams knock him down. Tucker Veen there for the original attack against Kapinga. But Kapinga still able to drive ahead for a few. Put it down on the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And Trayvon Benson there will score on the right side. Nicely done, Trey Benson. Little sweep play, so fast I didn't even see it happen over there, and Benson sneaks up on the right pylon and keeps things rolling for Pelican Rapids, just what the doctor ordered after a nice authoritative run by Barovich of the Rams. The Vikings answer right away with a touchdown of their own. Let's see if Jimmy Salazar can stay hot from the extra point game. Was able to make the first one. As we found out in the Park Rapids game, the extra points mean so much. Pelican Rapids only had 2 touchdowns. Park Rapids had 2 touchdowns, but what made the 3-point difference was their ability to execute on the conversion tries. And once again, Jimmy Salazar, nothing but the middle there, making it 14-6. Pelican Rapids with an 8-point advantage. And they'll move things around here, kick it off once again towards the south. Trayvon Benson set up for his third kickoff here of the night. Gives it a boot here, and nice end-over-end kick. And that one will skip through, hit right off the base of the goalpost there. So nice-looking kick from Trey Benson. All the way through the end zone will set up Roseau on their 20 once again. Both teams considerably keeping the ball on the ground more frequently than certainly Pelican Rapids would have. Grady Larson in the first game against Roseau, 310 yards passing for a touchdown with an interception. So this time we'll see what things transpire, but you have to expect the passing numbers to be a bit lower than they were. Grady Larson, what an exceptional regular season to his sophomore campaign. 2,100 yards passing in 8 games. Think about that, being about 250 yards per game. Something really unprecedented mostly for Pelican Rapids. I'd have to look at the record books. I'd love to get some feedback in the comment section or otherwise. Send me a message if you know of any other Pelican Rapids quarterback with that kind of passing numbers. But when it gets later on in the season and you start playing these games outdoors and in inclement weather, you're going to need to be able to execute running the football. And that's what Roseau's been able to do here so far. Long crack for a touchdown by Borovich. And now they got a nice 8-yard gain on their first down run, and we'll see what they cook up in the second down and 2. Wentzloff under center once again. Three backers here, 1 receiver right. Looks like a fumbled snap. Is that right? Looks like yes. There was a little bit of a fumble down there, but Wentzloff able to jump on top of it. And so it will still be 3rd and about 2, maybe 3. Wentzloff looks behind him, back at the pair of Borovics in the backfield. They're going to give it to the freshman, number 35, that's Jordan Borovic. So Borovich able to move the chains, a nice run there of a couple. Needed 2, got about 3, down to the 36. That will reset the chains for Roseau and get things rocking once again. Wentzloff under center, looking to pitch it left. Jordan Borovich. Oh, he makes one man miss, make it 2, stays on his feet. Very nice. Outruns McLean Hovland on the left side. What a play there, finally. Drug down Ethan Eisman as Jordan Borovich, showing why he's playing as a freshman. Really turns on the Jets there on the left side. Beats all Vikings defenders. Down in here to the 12-yard line. And Roseau's back in business here into the red zone of Pelican Rapids. Looks like Jordan gets a breather here in the backfield for the Rams, number 10, Tucker Vine. He's going to get the handoff, but he'll fall down as it was Jack Bergquist who was in there with penetration. Tucker Vine, nowhere to go. 15-yard line now, 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13. The Rams could get a new set of chains if they got down to the 2-yard line. 12 seconds left in the first quarter, and I'm sure Roseau's going to be content to let this thing run all the way down to get themselves a switch towards the south and get themselves the favorable wind and reset things. So that's where the first quarter sounds. We have Pelican Rapids 14, Roseau 6 in Section 8 AA playoff football. We'll be back in a minute for the start of the second quarter.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
together.
Together. We realize that in order to make a difference,
we need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves,
how we see ourselves,
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention,
encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world
and in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
About you.
About us.
And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
Part of a dream.
And given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong.
Here.
All right, we're back in business here, starting the second quarter up in Pelican Rapids. If you're just joining us, Roseau 6, Pelican Rapids 14. Couple running touchdowns here. One pass touchdown from Grady Larson to Trayvon Benson. Benson also with a running touchdown, and it was Jake Baravich for Roseau getting on the board early in the first quarter. Now Roseau once again knocking on the door to try and knot things up again at 2 scores apiece, as the running games have been the focal point here in a game that has been quite inclement. You can see still with the Tuesday night lights, you can see the moisture just floating across the field from left to right. There's Jordan Baravich running up the middle with plenty of space, gets a nice chunk play on third down to about the 5-yard line, maybe let's say make it the 7-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th and 5. Roseau can get a first down on the 2-yard line if they make it there. But huge spot for Pelican Rapids to try and come up with a big spot. A big stop on 4th down. Nothing new for Pelican Rapids Roseau. There's been plenty of game in history where they've been playing through blizzards, working through rainstorms. We're just glad we have the opportunity to be up here in the booth, as there is conversation between the officiating crew. Looks like they're having a conversation maybe about the play clock, as they felt like the play clock started very quickly. And maybe starting the play clock quicker than anticipated, something like that. So conversation up here with the clock keeper up here in the booth. And a timeout's now going to be taken by Roseau. So a goofy, actionless set of 2 minutes there in what is a very cold night for the officials. If there was ever a night where you thought you'd want the game to be just going a little bit quicker, I'm sure those officials down here in the black and white hats wouldn't mind a nice clean game, as it's just crazy in here. It seems like the moisture's been picking up. I wonder if you can catch that on camera. It looks like waves of white. That's not snow, just floating in the air. Heavy moisture, heavy winds. As a quick little weather report says, it is 51 degrees in Pelican Rapids right now, but wind out of the northwest at 17 miles an hour, gusting to 29. Feels like 39. So it feels like 39 degrees with rain. That's why we're in stocking hats, gloves, hands in pockets, and in the booth, and we're even shivering up here. Wensloff takes the snap out of the shotgun, looking to his left, 4th and 5, needs to make a play. Nice toss, but overthrows his intended receiver right there. Looks like that was intended for Miles Dixon, could not get it done. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Pelican Rapids going to take the ball back. So this will be Pelican Rapids' first opportunity in the second quarter here. Try and get on the board once again. They've come up with touchdowns in 2 of their 3 possessions. This time they stay on the ground. Jack Kapinga looks to bounce it out to the left side. He does drag a Roseau Ram. That's Dixon for a couple more yards after contact. Counted for about 7 yards out to the 15-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 3. Vikings stick in no huddle, looking to work here. Out of the shotgun once again. Larson fakes the handoff. Out to the right to Torres. Nice catch, Torres. He slips and slides, getting across the chains. Needed 3, got 4. So nice play, Miguel Torres, to get that first down. Clock continues to wind here. Couple plays, nice first down. Pelican Rapids looking to get some space here as they are still pretty deep in their own territory. They deke out Channing Russman to the left, hand it out to Kapinga to the right. He tiptoes the sideline, goes out of bounds, but not before a very nice run of about 11 yards. Make it 13 yards. That's going to move the chains for the Vikings down in here to the 32-yard line. Great to see Pelican Rapids being able to execute in the running game after having a couple games back-to-back against here at home, the ones we saw against the Holly Nuggets and the Park Rapids Panthers. A couple great defensive line teams as Channing Russman makes a catch, finds a seam, runs through a defender there. He finally taken down by Jordan Baravich, but not before he crosses into Pelican Rapids or into Roseau territory down to the 44-yard line. As mentioned, the teams Pelican Rapids has played at home, both Holly and Park Rapids, gave them all that they could handle on the defensive front. And finally, looks like they're having a bit of success in the running game here against the Roseau Rams. Handoff here, Jack Kapinga to the right side. Good block, Ethan Eisenman to free him up a little bit as he's going to get another chunk play of more than 10. Counted for 12 down to the 33-yard line. Vikings continue to march. Checking into the game here, McLean Hovland in the slot. Right beside him, Ethan Eisman and Channing Russman and trips on the far side. It looks like it is Trayvon Benson. Handoff Mark Kapinga anyway. Once again, trying that right-hand side. Ball popped out as he fell out of bounds. So looks like the tackler there on the far side had a slow time getting up. He's over here on the track, or very near the track. We'll try and get an update on him shortly. But play does not stop as the player went down out right next to his own bench, so no worries. Mark Kapinga runs right up the middle. Oh, that ball is dangerously hanging up and out as a host of Roseau Rams finally get to him. When I'm looking across the field here, just want to give you an update on the Roseau Ram down on the field. It looks like it's Eli Veen, but I do see him starting to reorganize now, maybe be able to get up here. It is Eli Veen who is able to now stand up under his own power. So we're happy to see that as play is continuing with Jack Kappinga falling forward, trying to get into the end zone, but they're saying he was down. Maybe the ball popped out. They're saying he was down by contact, but they are going to mark him right on the edge of the goal line. It looks like at about the 1/2 yard line, they're going to put this ball down in 2nd and goal. Vikings trying to punch this in, 2nd and goal. High snap, Larson finally gets into Kappinga. He runs through one tackler in the backfield, and he does score. Touchdown, Jack Kappinga, as he's able to shake off Jake Borovich. So touchdown, Pelican Rapids here, making it 20-6. And once again, Jimmy Salazar, this time into the wind, going to try and make it 21-6. Jimmy Salazar. Snap down, spot, nice, solid kick right through the teeth of this moisture. Jimmy Salazar, 3 for 3 on the night, making it 21-6. Pelican Rapids starting to roll a little bit here. If you're Roseau, really want to maybe make a statement on your next offensive possession. 7:33 to go in the 2nd quarter. Pelican Rapids up by 15. Let's take a look at the other games going on around here in Section 8AA. As mentioned, this is the first round of an 8-team playoff bracket here. The number 2 seed, Pelican Rapids, right now taking care of business against Roseau. Holly right now is playing Warroad. Warroad had to go down to Holly as well. Nothing new for those northern teams having to make a long trip here, especially on a Tuesday. We're glad that we could get it started at 6 o'clock at least. Anyway, Holly's up 13-7 against Warroad with 8 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Barnesville up 30-0 on Crookston. And the one final game that we haven't mentioned is the Park Rapids area Frazee game. So we're looking over here right now. We do not have an update here on Minnesota scores. So anyone who's privy to that score right now, over in Park Rapids, we would love it if you could give us an update on that. Jake Borovich gets the kickoff and goes forward here to the 30-yard line, and that's where Roseau is going to start another drive here, their 2nd of the quarter. As we apologize for the technical difficulties we've been having here on our output, the poor weather is really making the Wi-Fi connection bad, and so we're going to continue to try and paint a picture here and see if we can't figure out a way to solve this. But we thank you here at Channel 2 for helping us support these high schoolers who are making this production possible. Right now, Jaden Peterson down on the camera. Ebe Sarek right up next to me on production. Jordan Borovich stiff arms a man, rolls ahead. That was Mark Kappinga that he gave a stiff to, and he rolls ahead for a gain of about 6. So bring up 2nd and 4 for the Rams. That play goes nowhere, as it looked like up the middle trying to make something happen was Jack Jerome, but once again the Vikings interior lineman stuffing that right up the way. The Vikings moving crew up front on defense right now. Willem Pesch on the left side. In the middle here. Willem Pesch nose tackle. Edwin Escobar on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, Jack Bergquist. Just 2 down linemen for the Vikings right now, as they switch in a couple. Lucas Verdorn now going to 3-point. The Vikings bring a bit of pressure up the middle, force a fumble. There's a pile-up for it on the 37-yard line. And falling on it is Wentzloff. And so or it might have been Jack Jerome that got on top of that football here. But the Vikings once again stand firm on the line, brought a ton of pressure. Fortunately for the Rams, they are able to secure the football. We'll see what they do here on 4th down if they decide to go for it. All kinds of confusion as the Vikings looking to set up their defense for this play. Shotgun snap is blown off first. So blown dead here because a timeout was called on the by the Pelican Rapids Vikings. Defensively, you can see all kinds of confusion, all kind of miscommunication. So Coach Beachy wants to talk things over, just make sure they have the right personnel for this play. So the Vikings trying to get on the same page here in what is a big 4th down and 5 opportunity to get a stop for Pelican Rapids on the Roseau 46. Roseau needs to get to about the 40, so it's 4th and 4. Wentzloff rolling out to the right, facing pressure from Bergquist, takes a hit, caught, but short of the 40-yard line. Nice tackle there, Jack Kappinga. Wow, what a play Wentzloff was able to momentarily find. That's Austin Baumgartner. But 1 yard short of the 1st down to gain. And so the Vikings, huge play on defense to turn them over. The Vikings will take over on offense around the 40-yard line, and Mark Kappinga is going to start it, churning through the tackling number 2. Miles Dixon continues to fall forward for a gain of about 7, as Pelican Rapids once again asserting their dominance on the ground in this game. 6 or 7 yard gain. Looking to build on their 15-point lead. Grady Larson, once again, pistol, fakes the handoff this time, looking right, tries to throw a deep ball. Trayvon Benson has space, and he catches it in the back of the end zone. Another deep ball touchdown, this one going for 32. Larson to Benson for the 2nd time tonight, 27-6. Pelican Rapids expanding on their lead in the 2nd quarter. And this time, looks like the snap is wild, and McLean Hovland just has to fall on it, so that conversion is unable to work here. 4:29 to go now in the 2nd quarter, and this is where Pelican Rapids takes their 21-point lead here, almost into halftime, looking to try and finish strong in these last 4 minutes. All of us here at Channel 2 appreciate your patience here as we work through our technical difficulties. We're trying to figure out here what connection we can make here to try and solidify our output to you guys. We know it's been flashing a little bit here, and we're working on the problem. Ebe Sarek, Jaden Peterson down here, Kerry Howgard, we are running around. Everyone but me is running around. I'm just sitting here enjoying my time, eating some popcorn while they try and make something happen on that end. But we will try and continue to paint the picture as best we can It's been a cool night for everyone, including the cameras. The cameras are trying to quit on us. We're not going to let that happen. We'll try and figure this out as quickly as we can. Wow, that ball was wildly popping around. Finally fell on by, it looked like, Jordan Borovich. And he falls on top of that football on the 30-yard line. And that's where Roseau will start their next drive. Whistle sounds. Pace picks up here as Roseau once again back into their full house set. This is where they've had a ton of success, especially handing to their fullback or tailback. This time they'll give it here up the middle. Looks like getting the call there is number 23. That's Baumgartner. Excuse me, check that. That's Jack Jerome. And so Jack Jerome, the fullback, falls forward for a gain of a few down up to the 33. Making 2nd and 7 now for the Rams. Vikings-Rams, not the only Vikings-Rams game happening this week. Also, the Thursday night football game. Don't forget to set your calendars so you don't miss the Minnesota Vikings here. 5-1, trying to take on the Matt Stafford and company Los Angeles Rams. Until someone tells me like Stafford's hurt or something and I haven't been paying attention at all to NFL football. But Kevin O'Connell and the Minnesota Vikings certainly been playing some good football here this year, bringing all Minnesota sports fans that glimmer of hope that we are always disappointed by. That's a couple-yard gain by Borovich over to the left side, making it 3rd and 5 now. They put it on the 35-yard line. Similar spot that Roseau was in the last drive. They need to get to the 40 to move the chains. This time they stick in the full house setup, and they will fake it. Bootleg out to the right. All kinds of pressure here from Bricker Haugrud, and a flag is going to be thrown on the over here next to the line of scrimmage. They're looking for someone in the area. There's a couple conversations happening. One flag down by the 20, maybe calling intentional grounding, but there's another flag right by the line of scrimmage. So we'll wait and see what they call. Maybe offsetting penalties here. We'll see. So it looks like there's 2 penalties. There was holding on the defensive end. And then there was also intentional grounding on the offensive end, which is going to be offsetting penalties, making for a 3rd down and 5 try once again. They're going to reset the down, try it all again, 3rd and 5. It's kind of like in pickleball when you can't figure out if it was in or out, so you just say, let's redo the point. Let's just make things all fair here. We'll try and do it again. Eli Wentzloff back in the shotgun this time as the moisture continues to dump here on Chauncey Martin Field. Wentzloff able to scramble this time, moving the chains, rumbling forward for a gain of 12. Nice job. He needed 5. He got plenty. And that'll move the chains to the 46-yard line of Roseau. 1st and 10. Wentzloff once again after that clutch play there. They try and set up a screen over here to Jake Borovich, but the Vikings were all over that one as Jack Kappinga snuffed it out. And they were able to complete it, but it was for no gain. Actually, maybe lost a yard, bringing up 2nd and 11. As we've eclipsed now 2 minutes, 7 seconds on this play clock. 2 minutes left in the first half. Roseau trying to drive here and answer right before halftime. They're going to hand it off to Jake Borovich. He runs over Jack Kappinga and will get himself right across midfield down to the 49-yard line. Gain of about 5, making it 3rd and 6 now. Right on top of the Viking head is Trevor Steves and the grounds crew. Really going to be sad about the condition of the field after this one, as this wet, sloppy condition is really going to tear this thing up. But fortunately, just one more game Vikings are hoping. As another screen pass, this time with space, is Jake Borovich. He makes a couple men miss, cuts back to the right-hand side, breaks a tackle there. Finally going to be taken down by Trayvon Benson, but not before Borovich rolls down to the 27-yard line. It's a big clipper. That's a 23-yard gain. For Roseau, they are moving well, but the clock is not on their side. 40 seconds and counting in this one as the clock continued to run during that entire play. This time they're going to try, and that's a lateral, actually. That's going to be not an incomplete pass. That was a backwards pass, and so they're going to spot this back at the 38. This should be a huge loss for Roseau. Yeah, it's going to be a loss of about 10, putting them all the way back on the 37-yard line. Yes, they will set it. Wait, what are they? I don't know what's happening here. These officials, they're going to put it here, and there we go. They're going to point. It's definitely Roseau football. You might have seen a signal here towards the left like it was Pelican football. Nope, that was just thrown out of bounds, a lateral pass. So it will be tallied as a fumble and a loss of about 11 yards, putting it on the 38. They need to get down to the 17 to get a first down. 2nd and 21. Clock did stop, however, fortunately for the Rams. 34 seconds in this half. Let's see what Wentzloff can do. They're going to have to make something happen. Deep ball, cutting up on it is McLean Hovland, but he's unable to make the catch, as playing almost defensive back there momentarily was Jordan Borovich. As Hovland, a nice read by him, tried to step up on that play, took some contact from Borovich after he tried to make the catch, and it just fell out of his hands. And you can see him dejected, frustrated. He's more laughing about it, I think, down here. But with him and Mark Kappinga, you can hear them talking about it right now. What might have been, McLean Hovland had pick 6 dreams in his mind. He's just going to have to stick with a pass breakup on that one. Nice play, bringing up 3rd and 21. This time they try the lateral. This was a trick play they tried to set up. Ethan Eisman's on top of it, and this time he can't make the catch. And so back-to-back plays turning into back-to-back almost interceptions from the Vikings. And in all reality, the Vikings might be okay anyway, because it's going to be 4th and 21. So quite the prayer needed here from Roseau, but you never want to give another opportunity to a team, as 2 in a row now were very interceptable balls that ended up in just incompletions. That time you have to give credit to that was Jake Borovich on the trick play, trying to do the lateral pass. So that was the play they tried to set up with the fumble. Last time Wentzloff sailed him. And this time a timeout's going to be called by Roseau before this 4th down play. So they're going to try and talk things over and get their play that can get them 23 yards as they're facing a 4th and 22. With 22.2 to go in the first half. We did get an update from Park Rapids. It looks like Frazee is up 14-0. So we appreciate the source right there. That's the only score right now in this Section 8AA that is an upset as the seeds lie. So Frazee making some noise over in Park Rapids, making things interesting at halftime, 14-0. Frazee with a little bit of buzz. The Hornets making a little buzz over over in the Park Rapids Faithful's home territory. Wenzloff sets back, has protection, but then Bricker Haugard and Jack Bergquist combine to sack him behind midfield. And so they needed to get to the 17, but that was a loss of about 14. And so for the Vikings, that's about the best that could have happened because the clock stops with 16 seconds, and they're sitting here on midfield. They will have a couple chances here to chunk some plays away to get closer to potentially another score of their own before half. The ball's right at midfield. Pelican Rapids, they do have 2 timeouts remaining. So Pelican Rapids with a couple timeouts can mess around with a play over the middle of the field, maybe a play to the sideline, maybe even a run play. They probably can get 3 more plays done here as Grady Larson's going to go quick out to the right. Trayvon Benson through his hands. It's an incomplete pass right there behind the line of scrimmage. Looked like Benson had a little bit of space over there. Could have maybe got 5 to 10 yards at least and stepped out of bounds, but 4 seconds go off the clock, and the Vikings only have 12 now. So looks like they only have 2 plays left. They got to get 50 yards. We'll see how aggressive they get. Really, there's no reason to not go for it here. Grady Larson, all kinds of time, throwing now over the middle, finding Ethan Eisenman. He's going to get drugged down at the 30, and they're going to call a timeout with 3.6 seconds remaining. So they used up 8 seconds. They got 20 yards. They got things a little bit closer, at least now in range for Larson to huck one up into the end zone. As this will be the last play of the first half, we'll see if the team in black can make anything happen here before the end of halftime. We were talking about that score of Frazee up 14-0 over Park Rapids. Park Rapids will get the kickoff to start the second half. Hawley, updated score there, 29-7, now have expanded their lead against Warroad and Barnesville just at 30-0 still. Both of those scores in halftime. Here in Pelican Rapids, we're getting awfully close. 3.6 to go. One more play of this first half period as the Vikings are going to try and throw things up here. Looks like they have 4 receivers left and Trayvon Benson to the right. Remember, Trayvon Benson is that receiver that they look for. They got Miguel Torres on the left side, and he catches it in the back corner. Nice play to finish off the half. A little Hail Mary 30-yard pitch play. Larson to Torres. Good for 6 more. Make it 33-6. Pelican Rapids going to take at least that score into half. One untimed conversion play here before they run off into the shed for a little bit of warmth before halftime. Jimmy Salazar, number 12, going to get another look at it. The last conversion was no good, but not due to Salazar. It was just a bad snap and hold. And so he has been 3 for 3 so far today on his attempts. Let's see if he can get a 4th one here. Snap up, bobbled a little bit. Kick is good as it just sneaks over. He got a little bit of the bottom of the football there. A little popper, little picadita chip shot. Finally snuck over the top line. The crossbar does go in, though. It's worth 1 point regardless of how it looks, and that's how we start halftime here. 34-6. Pelican Rapids with a 28-point lead, and we here at Channel 2 will join you for the start of the second half.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
Together.
Together. We realize that in order to make a difference,
We need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves
How we see ourselves
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention.
Encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world.
and in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
About you.
About us.
And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
Part of a dream.
And given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong.
Here.
Today's gonna be a busy one, so make sure to have an extra juice box with me, just in case. Today's gonna be filled with so many fun adventures and new friends. So many new things to learn and new worlds to explore. There'll be reading, writing, math, science, social studies, art, music, library, and Fayed. I mean, it's a lot, but it's cool. We're big kids now. We got this.
I think kindergarten is just this magical place where they come to us and we are teaching them to become leaders, to be curious about the world, to be confident, to be able to go out and explore on their own and be thinkers. I think everybody should have that chance to visit a kindergarten classroom and just see the magic, because really, it's a magical place to be.
I think we got it. Yes! Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
First, an airplane, police, firefighter, football player, a ballerina, a firefighter. I want to be a Ninja Turtle, a doctor.
Whatever you want to be, we're here to help you grow and allow you to be you and have as much fun as we can, learning and growing along the way, every day.
Viking Preschool is a free program located at Viking Elementary in Pelican Rapids, taught by licensed teachers. We offer age-specific classes in which just 4-year-olds are together or just 3-year-olds are together. As they come from their home, the transition into a school environment, routine is so important. We're able to offer that within our school. So this is the start of their time as a Viking.
Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
At Pelican Rapids High School, we've worked really hard to expand our offerings to embrace the diverse interests and abilities of our students and give them an opportunity to open the doors to whatever their future may hold. These programs combine classroom learning with hands-on experience, training, and certifications to prepare students for success in various industries and careers. Students learn life skills including sewing, cooking, and interpersonal skills. They explore hands-on skills for careers in manufacturing, engineering, technology, and skilled trades. Practical skills in personal finance, accounting, computer applications, and entrepreneurship are developed in our business department. More recently, we've offered students a fast track to certifications and career experiences with our CNA program, EMT program, our CDL program, and cosmetology courses. These courses have been a result of partnerships with our community, local businesses, and colleges. The goal of our CT department is to help students leave Pelican Rapids ready to lead, ready to serve, and ready to have a great future.
before we start on? No. That'll be fine. Just like this. Thank you. All right, we're about ready to rev things back up here in Pelican Rapids for the start of the second half between this 2-seed versus 7-seed game in the Section 8AA playoffs between the Roseau Rams over here in the white and green. They're going to kick things off to the Pelican Rapids Vikings right now. Pelican Rapids up 34-6. They'll get this kickoff to start the second half. As mentioned before, Pelican Rapids is squared away here to hopefully win this game and move forward in the Section 8AA playoffs. They would probably play the Holly Nuggets. As we're starting to take a look at these scores, Holly 29, Warroad 7, firmly in control there. That would induce a Pelican Rapids Holly rematch here in Chauncey Martin Field coming up on Saturday. And so that would be certainly an exciting opportunity for a rematch there. Pelican Rapids bested the Nuggets 18-15 in their first game of the regular season, but the moisture continues to pour here, and the Vikings got to take care of business in the second half. The kick is on its way, and it sails over the head here of Channing Russman and fortunately rolls just 1 yard into the end zone, making it a touchback. The Vikings don't have to return that. They'll just start things up at the 20-yard line. That's where Grady Larson and company will take things over to start things for Pelican Rapids. As mentioned, strong first half showing from the Vikings, rattling off 5 touchdowns here. Exclamation point to the first half by Miguel Torres as he, streaking down the left-hand side, found himself in the back left corner. Grady Larson right into the teeth of the wind, dropped it in a bucket right on top of the back pylon, and that's how the half ended with a touchdown Pelican Rapids. And Jimmy Salazar, the freshman kicker, 4 for 4 on extra points, might I add. Only extra point that was not good was due to a fumbled snap or a misfed snap there from our long snapper. And that's a nice run there to start scrimmage plays in the second half. It's Jack Kapinga rolling ahead for a gain of 5, bringing up 2nd and 5. The stocking caps are out. Fortunately, our producer, Ebe Sarek, has a nice warm pretzel here in the warm booth. We are protected from the wind. Grady Larson shovels it to Channing Russman, gets a block from Ethan Eisenman, and he will get taken down aggressively there, but falls forward as it was Jake Borovich, Jake Borovich, who lowered the shoulder on Russman. Russman did fall forward for a nice gain of about 15 yards up to the 45-yard line of Pelican Rapids. Russman, very emotional player, senior, getting things done here, and a procedural penalty looks like it's going to be called here. False start. Somebody jumped on the line, and that's the first offensive penalty from Pelican Rapids. That was a huge sticking point for Coach Beachy in the pregame, talking to him about the outcome of this game. He really wanted to try and clean up the offensive procedural penalties, and so far doing a great job of that. First penalty there going against the Vikings procedurally. And the second play, with Eisman going in motion all to deke the defense, did not do anything. The interior line of Roseau stands firm. No gain on the play. Jack Kapinga stood up right there at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 15 now. And so the Vikings here, 2nd and 14, going to try and dig themselves out of a little hole. Larson has space to the right, will throw it. Almost picked off. A flag is going to be thrown right around the area of the route run by Trey Benson. having a chance to pick that was Tucker Veen. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like a hold on the defense here as Trayvon Benson trying to get off his break. Really surprised. Grady Larson tried to throw that across his body back over to the middle of the field. He had all kinds of space on the right-hand side. Roseau was in man coverage following Benson towards the middle of the field. There was nobody out off to the right-hand side by the first down sticks. Larson probably could have ran with and then some kind of room. But the Vikings will get away with it with a 10-yard penalty and a first down across midfield to the 49-yard line. As they blow this dead, they're trying to get things squared away here. What's the call here? Let's take a look. Maybe there's disagreements about the chains. I wonder if... Yeah, so they are going to fix the chains. It looks like a holding penalty in high school does not reset the downs as an automatic first down. It is second down, so it's a replay of down with a 10-yard penalty. And so instead of 2nd and 14, it's now 2nd and 4. It is not 1st and 10 on the 49. So nice catch by the line judge here on this near side. Able to catch that and make sure they have the right down marker here. 2nd and 4, Vikings. Fake the handoff, try to throw it over the middle of Trey Benson. Too tall as Larson, a little bit saucy with that pass, a little too high for Trey Benson. There in coverage was Eli Veen. So the Vikings not out of the woods yet. They got that 10-yard penalty, but now they see themselves at 3rd down and 4. Ten seconds on the play clock here. Still seem like there's some confusion from the Vikings. Looking around, 3, 2, 1. They get the snap off. Handoff, Jack Kappenga, 3rd and 4. He's going to get the chains and then some on the right side. Tries to turn the corner. Is bumped out of bounds there by Eli Veen. In a very similar spot that he came off the field. You can still see him gingerly moving about. There's a flag in the backfield, however. It appears to be on Pelican Rapids. And we'll see what the call is here. It is going to be a hold. It's going to be a hold on offense, sending it back 10 yards. And so right where they started, they got a hold on defense to move it forward 10 yards. Now they move back 10 yards. It's 3rd and 14. Completely take the nice run by Kappenga off the board. Vikings in a goofy spot now. Try to throw one over the middle to Ethan Eisman. That one's no good. So that'll be 4th and 15. So after that, it was a very sloppy possession here from the Vikings to start out the 3rd quarter. It's going to turn into a punting formation for the Vikings. Not the way you'd want to start on execution if you're talking about setting up yourself for a good second half. The Vikings sloppy possession leading to a punt by Larson. Line drive punt, bouncing around. Lucas Verdorn's looking at it, but it's going to bounce out of bounds on its own at about the 30-yard line. That's where the Roseau Rams will set up shop for their first time in the second half with 9 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Roseau got to start cooking in the kitchen here to make things interesting going into this second half. It's always funny to sit up here inside and look down outside and see the kinds of people there are. There's 2 different kinds of people on a day like this. You got people bundled up in 20,000 layers in the big gloves. And then you got people who are just no gloves, no hat, absolute warrior, making things happen. You can see a couple of them down there as Nothing has changed about this spectacle today. A solid, slow wall of sheeting mist moving slowly across the field, with Roseau trying to run up the middle and the Vikings able to stop them there. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. And Roseau will try and set things up again here out of the full house. They're going to pitch it right to Jordan Borovich. Almost a wide pitch there. Kind of went on his back shoulder. Wentzloff, a little wild on his pitch play here. But it was caught by Borovich, so it's a loss of about 4. Maybe a loss of 3 there. Going to bring up a 3rd and 12. The man on the sticks is a little bit dramatic over there with how many yards he lost. Looks like he's behind where the ball is there. Ball set up on the 27, 28-yard line. So it's 3rd and 14, though. Couple plays leading to nothing from the Rams. They try and set up that same screen, and it was Jack Kappinga. Another almost interception. He jumped the screen, almost made the play, but it lands on the turf, making it 4th and 14. So neither of these teams even punted in the first half, and now both of them look like they're going to be setting up punting situations here. As a couple formations change, couple substitutions are made for the Roseau Rams. We'll see where they go. The Vikings are expecting a punt here. They send back Eisenman and Benson. Looks like it is Jake Borovich going to do the punting duties here. He sends a spiral line drive. Trayvon Benson's able to catch it in stride with space. Gets a block from Jack Kappinga, and he almost stays on his feet but does fall down after a huge hit from the punter, Jake Borovich. Not before Benson brings it all the way into Pelican Rapids territory, right by where Borovich punted it, down to the 22-yard line of 22-yard line of the Roseau Rams, almost in the red zone already, as Benson completely deleted the distance of that punt with a return of his own. Larson fumbles a snap, still loose, and he does fall on it. Geez, that was snap fumble. Jordan Borovich looks like he almost kind of got his foot in there on accident, kind of tripped over it. Man, that ball was out and loose for quite some time. Surprised that there wasn't more urgency to fall on it. Looked like plenty of people didn't even realize that it was down. And it was Larson here who is going to fall on it, but not before a loss of 6. Once again, the Vikings kick off this drive with a sloppy play, leading to a loss. Larson now back to pass, had space, tries to find Torres. He does. Nice catch, Miguel Torres. And he'll turn up for a touchdown here. Second touchdown of the game from Larson to Torres. Impressive catch by Torres, pulling it off his shoestrings. Talking to Torres earlier today at school, it just felt like he was going to have a big game. He's had a huge one so far now. 2 big chunk plays, 2 big touchdowns for the Vikings. Few catches on the night, and 2 of them going for scores. And it's Jimmy Salazar going to waltz out again here to try and make this a 35-point lead for Pelican Rapids. Salazar's kick is up, and it is good. Once again, Jimmy Salazar 5 for 5 here on the night with his extra point attempts, making it a 35-point lead. And so Pelican Rapids has been off to the races here, putting a stamp on this second half, maybe making it unlikely here for Roseau to come back, especially, I believe, when the score gets up to 35, I believe they turn on a running clock on anything but touchdown scores. So we'll see what happens here with that. I believe that's the MSHSL rules. We'll have to see what happens there. But for Pelican Rapids, really putting a staple here into that packet that is the first round win that's going to come here the way of Pelican Rapids is they're going to be awaiting the winners of the Holly Roseau or Holly Warroad game, and that's probably going to be Holly as well, as they're up by 23 with their third quarter almost done. More scores around the league as mentioned here. It was kind of blowouts from the top 3 seeds. Barnesville over Crookston 46-0 right now. Holly up over Warroad 37-14. Pelican Rapids, as mentioned here, now up 35. And let's take a look here at the Park Rapids game. As mentioned before, that Frazee Park Rapids game was a tight one. Right now, it is Park Rapids area 15, Frazee 14. So what an impressive third quarter by the Panthers in 10 minutes, able to score twice, and now they lead over the Frazee Hornets. Hornets have the ball right now, but a nice comeback by the Panthers, trying to make it so that all the favorites, all the top seeds win here going into the second round. Reminder that those rounds are played on Saturday at the higher seed. So Park Rapids trying to win to get to Barnesville. Holly trying to win to get to Pelican Rapids, assuming Pelican Rapids continues to take care of business here. Looks like Wentzloff trying to go back to pass, but all kinds of pressure. He just takes a knee. Might have been touched down by, looked like Austin Kleinschmidt should get credit for that sack. Wentzloff kind of just waved the white flag on that one. But that's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line. Just a loss of 5 there. Bring up 2nd and 15. Once again, full house Wentzloff. The senior playing in potentially his last game. Tries to hand it off. Jordan Barovich. What a tackle broken in the backfield. Wow. That was Jack Berquist trying to blow up that play, but Jordan Barovich staying on his feet. The freshman has shown plenty of strength here tonight. You could see him in the first half make a play that dusted the defense on the left side. Just incredibly speedy, also incredibly strong there. The freshman staying on his feet after the big hit from the senior trying to take him down. So it'll bring up 3rd and 18 here. They're going to hand it off left to Barovich, that same play that he busted for a big one last time, but this time it's Channing Russman there, ready, tackling him for a loss. One of the Pelican Rapids' leading defensive players, Channing Russman, the senior, once again cleaning up a 3rd down and long, making this likely a punting scenario. Bringing up 4th and 18 now. Once again, it'll be Benson and Eisman back for the Vikings. Jack Barovich is going to punt it away. Oh, that's a boomer kick right there, sending Eisman back, and it goes out of bounds, so no return down to the 30. That's what the doctor ordered right there. From the 22 to the 32. Count that here for, let's see, they said it was a 45-yard punt here, up here in the press box, but my math is getting a little nervous on that one. 28, 30, down to the 30. Yeah, it is a 45-yard punt. Well done, Glenn Morkey. That was solid. Pelican Rapids math paying off once again. 45-yard punt, no return. Impressive look there. Jake Barovich getting that done. Looks like they're going to call an illegal block in the back on the Vikings, which will back the Vikings up 10 more yards, so effectively a 55-yard punt. It's not very frequently you see a block in the back call, especially on a play that is kicked out of bounds with no return. I think Coach Beachy asking some questions on the side here, trying to get some answers. Handoff there, Mark Kappinga. He has room to the right side, and he just slowly scurries out of bounds right in front of the Roseau bench. I think they're going to mark him a couple yards short of the first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 1, maybe 2nd and 2, as he went out of bounds, but the clock does continue to run. As mentioned, 35-point lead induces the running clock. So this is kind of the soup we'll be swimming in here. Not much this game now with just 15 minutes of play time and the clock running as long as Roseau doesn't score back on the Vikings. Mark Kappinga tries to get another carry there. This time, Roseau meets him in the backfield. Nice stop there inside by the Roseau front. Bringing up 3rd and 3, loss of 1. The Vikings here in a pistol, but it's a full stacked up pistol here. They're going to hand off Jack Kappinga. He has enough space to fall forward for a first down. Nice execution there by the Vikings. They needed 3. They got about 5 down to the 34-yard line for a first down, Pelican Rapids. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And they move the chains on this offensive drive. A slow, methodical drive is exactly what the doctor ordered for Coach Beachy. They stick in this little full house where they got 2 wingbacks, both Benson and Russman, tight inside. Flag flies here in the backfield as the handoff went to Lucas Verdorn. Excuse me, it might be. Let's double check here. That might have been Bricker Hauger, number 4, not number 44, Lucas Verdorn. Yep. Bricker Haugrud, the sophomore here, trying to get a handoff from Pelican Rapids, but it looks like a holding call is going to back up the Vikings 10 yards, bring up a 1st and 20. Certainly the Vikings now with Bricker Hauger getting some handoffs. Not a common sight here for the Vikings. Maybe trying to consider injury management as well, wanting to make sure that everyone stays as healthy and fresh as possible going into next week's affairs here. And there's Jack Kappinga rolling for 12, getting it past the original line of scrimmage now, back to the 43. That's going to be good for 14, bringing up 2nd down and 6. Vikings stay quick here. This time they have bunch set left, receiver right, Mark Kappinga, handoff. Falls forward for 1 or 2. That'll be 3rd and 6, I suppose. 3rd and 5. A little bit, maybe half a yard there. As the Vikings trying to convert once again on a 3rd down and medium. Larson this time trying to throw a pass. It finds Mark Kappinga, but he slips. And he pounds the ground as unfortunately he slips on the turf. But a flag comes flying in the backfield as they're throwing it right at the area of a personal foul. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Channing Russman's going to get tagged with a personal foul as he went to hit. Looks like Eli Veen on a block there. I think Russman just thought that that screenplay was going to turn into more. And with Kappinga falling down unexpectedly, maybe Russman still trying to engage in a block here. Nothing malicious about it. Didn't seem like it was out of place. Certainly late, though, and so it'll warrant a personal foul, backing up the Vikings 15 yards. So Larson will look to punt this one away. Knuckleball punt no one back there to return it, and it was knocked there at the 45-yard line. And so that's where the Roseau Rams will start their next drive here at their own 45-yard line with 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining. Clock stops for a change of possession and change of footballs, but Pelican Rapids still in control, 41-6. Seems like just a matter of time here before they move on to the second round. Let's take a look at other scores around here as Frazee answers the call. Now 4 minutes left in the fourth. They scored, got the 2-point conversion. It's 22-15. Frazee once again trying to upset Park Rapids over in their house. Run up the middle by Roseau. It was stomped out there. All kinds of hype going on here as it's number 67. That's Ramses. Ramses Rubio able to make the play there. And that's what brought all the hype here. Plenty of people excited. Ramses, the senior, not getting a ton of playing time this year, but been staying true to the game, playing, working hard all year, getting to see some time here later in the second half. There's another run up the middle there. This time run forward by number 10, Tucker Vine, just for a couple yards here. And that will be the last play of the third quarter. So 41-6 is the score. They put the ball on the 47-yard line, and they'll flip fields. So nice short walk for the officials this time. They're going to toss it on the other 47-yard line. We're going to switch things up. But that's where we stand. 41-6, Pelican Rapids up 36. We here at Channel 2 will be back for fourth quarter action.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
Together.
Together. We realize that in order to make a difference,
We need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves
How we see ourselves
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention.
Encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world.
And in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
about you.
About us.
And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
Part of a dream.
And given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong
Here.
All right, we're back in action here in Pelican Rapids. Fourth quarter starts. And it is going to be a quarterback keep here on the right side. Wentzloff going to roll forward here, move the chains. Nice play. Number 15, the senior, moving things up to the 42-yard line into Pelican Rapids territory. So move the chains, move the sticks. Rams trying to get a couple nice drives to finish off their year, end on some good memories. Wentzloff out of the shotgun, hands it off here. Rolling forward through some tacklers, right back to the line of scrimmage. Jake Barovich. Really good effort just to get a positive gain there. It looks like he gained about 1, bringing up 2nd and 9. as looked like Rubio as well as Lucas Verdorn were in the mix on that tackle right there. Was able to, they met Borovich in the backfield. It was a nice play. Borovich to drag them to get a positive gain instead of a loss. Wentzloff back to pass here over the left side, caught. And caught right there and down. That's Austin Baumgartner. Gonna catch that for a gain of about 5. Bringing up 3rd and 4 now. As the Vikings continue to make some substitutions. Getting some more seniors in the mix here. Wentzloff once again out of the shotgun. Again, back to pass. Opportunity for a sack here. Rubio providing pressure on the left side, but it's going to be dumped off and almost picked over here. But incomplete, fortunately. Falls incomplete. Wentzloff, once again, all shotgun plays so far, incomplete pass, but clock continued to run. Now he's rolling out to his right, going deep. Eisenman trying to high point it, but it does land incomplete. 3 Vikings defenders in coverage there, looking for Borovich. Fortunately, falls incomplete. So the Vikings are going to get the football back here, 1st and 10. As looks like the JV squad going to get their first look at some plays here. Trey Dokken with the snap here. Going to hand it off up the middle. Looks like the handoff went to number 28. That's Brody Peterson getting the call. Dokken this time, little read option, trying to find Peterson out to the right side, and it's tackled for a loss there. So Peterson getting a couple looks here, bringing up 3rd and 13. Once again, as mentioned, Vikings JV squad getting some looks here. Very nice to see. Now into the game here for the Vikings. Mark Roysum to the right here. Looking to give him a handoff was Dokken, but that went through his hands, and he falls on top of it here. That'll bring up 4th and a long way. We'll see what they do. They might set up the punting unit this time. Exciting for the Vikings to be able to give their JV squad another look before the end of the season. You're definitely sure that this team is going to not be able to put their JV squad on the field against Hawley or Barnesville potentially going forward into this tournament. And so it's exciting to see them make something happen there. Dokken punts it away here, gets a good bounce after a shorter punt, but it rolls down to about the 43-yard line. So from the 28 up to the 43, give it 27 yards, maybe 29, 30 yards. May as well round up for the man. 30-yard punt, no return. And it's going to be 1st down and 10. Roseau Rams will take things over here. Looks like they're going to stick with mostly their guys here, try and get a solid finish to this game. Maybe get their seniors off with one more good memory under the lights. Finish maybe with a touchdown score here. Handoff up the middle, Jordan Borovich, who will be playing tons of Roseau football going forward as a freshman, making some noise here. Been a great player to watch so far. Just as mentioned, just a freshman. 3 more years of football for that man. He rolls ahead for a gain of about 5. Looks like Roscoe Stubbs going to get credit for the tackle, number 72, sophomore for the Vikings, as they have a full JV squad on the defensive end, minus a couple seniors. Looks like this one's a pitch to the right. Borovich once again breaks a couple Pelican Rapids tacklers. Another one scoots out. Mars trying to chase him down, but Borovich is going to go. Touchdown, Roseau, Jordan Borovich. Making it 41-12. Roseau with a nice little stamp, nice little positive play as this 4th quarter was winding and winding. The clock stops now at 4:13 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll see if they can get the conversion here, as they are going to walk out Jake Borovich, maybe for a extra point opportunity. Wentzloff will hold. Kick is up and good there. Jake Borovich making it 13 points for Roseau, 41-13. And that's where we're going to stand here in Pelican Rapids. Just other scores around the area starting to solidify here. The bracket in Section 8AA. In Park Rapids, Frazee has a 22-21 lead over Park Rapids. It says they have the ball with under 1 minute left. So you're starting to think that maybe Frazee has an opportunity to kneel on this. I don't know what's going on, but that must have been absolutely electric, because the only way that happens is Park Rapids must have gotten a touchdown to make it 21-22, and they must have gone for it or tried to kick a field goal to tie it. One or the other. Park Rapids did not convert their extra point opportunity, so Frazee has a 1-point edge and is likely going to go away with a win there. I don't know what the circumstances are, but wow, what a game over in Park Rapids today. Frazee might be moving on. Barnesville 60-0 over Crookston, 4 minutes left in the 4th. And I wonder if the fan just left the building. I'm surprised that still has 4 minutes left in that game. Hawley 37, Warroad 21. Hawley will be coming to Pelican Rapids to face these Vikings on Saturday. As Borovich kicks one into the end zone, into the wind. Impressive kick by him. And that's where Pelican Rapids will start off the JV squad. Once again, back out 41-13. 28-point lead here. The clock's going to kick back off here. We were under running clock scenarios here, but now with Roseau scoring, that brings the lead back down here to 28. So we're in a position where the clock does continue to stop now on any incompletion. Looks like the Vikings are probably going to be running most often here, as a fumble on the snap is going to get recovered there by Roseau. Falling on that, number 2. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if we can get that done. That's Miles Dixon who falls on that for Roseau. And so that was about the shortest drive you could ever have here. And when you thought you could maybe chew some clock, at least a couple minutes, give it back to Roseau. Now Roseau gets it right back with 4 minutes left. Certainly still quite out of range for anything to happen here, but 28-point deficit, 4-score game. Roseau going to get another look here to maybe get some more points on the board. And with some positive memories. Wentzloff under center. He's going to pass it out to the right here. Has a man. Nice break up there. Tate Marich able to knock that away in the back corner of the end zone. So Wentzloff trying to find Baumgartner in the back corner of the end zone, but Tate Marich able to get a hand on that one. The sophomore knocking things away. Wentzloff once again. This time he'll hand it forward here to Tucker Veen. Veen tries to drag some Vikings, but now the Vikings drag him. Wrapping him up there is Rubio. So Ramses Rubio, another tackle here. They're also going to credit Maddox Vondra, number 64, the sophomore, in the play there for a tackle. And Wentzloff once again, I formation, 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right. It's a pitch play out to the left here. And falling in for a touchdown there, Tucker Veen, left side, diving. Nice score there. Roseau now has 19. And I imagine they'll walk out Borovich one more time here, Jake, to kick another field goal. Another extra point. They are going to go for 2 here. Wentzloff finding a man, but through his hands. Looked like a slippery situation there. Wet football was intended for number 4. Let's take a look at the sheet. That is Jaden Grugel. So the freshman almost had an opportunity for 2 points, but does not convert. And so that makes it 41-19. Pelican Rapids with a 22-point lead now. 2 minutes, 54 seconds to go. Let's see if things have gone final here. Frazee. Final, 22-21, upsetting Park Rapids area. So the Panther season is done. Frazee is going to get the privilege of going over to Barnesville on Saturday to face off against the number 1 seeded Barnesville Trojans. Hawley here, after being up 37-29, Warroad stormed back to make it an 8-point game. Unsure if Hawley was maybe playing conservative, putting their JV squad in just like Pelican Rapids did. But with 3 minutes left in the fourth, Hawley has an 8-point lead and the ball. So it's not code red over there in Hawley, but certainly a more interesting game than we would have thought. We still anticipate that Hawley will be the team that Pelican Rapids faces going into Saturday's second-round matchup. The second round will take place Saturday, and then after that, the winner of the semifinals, those 2 winners, will go and play in the Fargo Dome on that Friday night. This kickoff here is going to be scooped up there. Scooped up by number 13 for Pelican Rapids. 13 is Carter Johnson. He took a big hit there on the kickoff, but not before a nice return. So the Vikings will take over on the 25, continuing to bring out their JV offense. Trey Dawkin here trying to hold on to this snap here in a slippery situation. Another bad snap. Dawkin has to just fall on it. So counted for a loss of about 6. Milking every minute of this play clock. And that looks like a big tackle in the backfield there. Is getting the handoff was Mark Royce momentarily, but he was met quickly in the backfield for another big loss, making it 3rd and about 12. But fortunately for the Vikings here, looks like it's a 3rd down and 12. There is 25 seconds on the play clock, and there's a minute left in this football game. So the Vikings are going to be able to, barring a turnover, wind the clock down to the end of this game, provided they don't snap it too quickly here. 49, 48, 10 seconds on the play clock. Can they negotiate this final 40 seconds well? The JV squad, handoff Dawkin, gives it to Mark Roysam. He is tripped up there, brought down, and that's how this game's probably going to end here. 32 seconds on the game clock, 35 seconds on the play clock. 4th down and 25 as the Vikings start to celebrate here in what is a first-round win. They beat the Roseau Rams 41-19. Seconds tick off. Pelican Rapids will host as the 2nd seed. They will be able to host the Holly Nuggets on Saturday, assuming the Holly Nuggets can finally take care of business against War Road. And that game will take place at 3 p.m. on Saturday, or excuse me, 2 p.m. in Pelican Rapids. We here at Channel 2 will be there for that call. We're looking forward to a little rematch between the Pelican Rapids Vikings and the Holly Nuggets. 2 o'clock Saturday, mark your calendars. For all of us here at Channel 2, Kerry Haugrud, I'm Logan Knorr. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Saturday.